Hello, everyone, and welcome to our team call tonight. It is January 5th, our first team call of the year, and I'm excited for you guys to listen in. So I know some of you guys, can listen in during this time. Some of you can't. I know many of you guys have conflicts during this time. We're going to keep this time because let's be consistent throughout the year, but I want to make sure everyone's going to go back to the recording and, listen in to all this information. So we have some good stuff coming to you guys tonight. Tonight's call is going to be the power of your story. So I hope everyone can hear me, and let's get going. So first off, some announcements. So this Saturday or Sunday, depending where you are, is Super Saturday. I highly recommend doing everything in your power to get there. The event is usually like $10 to $15. It's very minimal. We are able to connect with local coaches. Guests are typically free, so feel free to bring a guest. We'll learn from corporate. There'll be coach trainings, people sharing their story, a live workout. It's so fun, and it's just a great learning experience. So do everything you can to get there because it's a game changer, and they only happen 4 times a year. So, make that priority, and that's going to be our motto this year. I couldn't think of the name. Is you're either gonna make something a priority or you're gonna make an excuse for it. And let's do everything in our power this year to make this business our priority, because you wouldn't be on this call if or listening to this call, for those of you that can't get on, if it didn't mean a lot to you. And make that your priority. Don't have one foot in, one foot out. Instead, put both feet in and see where this business can take you, because it can take you far, let me tell you. So that's going to be our motto this year. But also, I just wanted to remind you guys that we had this surge last night on January 4th, and I highly recommend listening in. It's recorded on Team Beachbody YouTube channel. So you just search, Team Beachbody YouTube, and it'll come right up. And it was amazing. I loved the call. I have so many takeaways that I'll even share a few right now. Is Cafe Latte, the brand new Shakeology flavor, is actually coming out Monday. I think it's the 9th, if I'm not mistaken. This coming Monday. And also, we will be, I accidentally unmuted people. But it's going to be coming out Monday, and there's also going to be a barista pack. So instead of just the chocolate vanilla strawberry package, there's also going to be a barista pack, which is chocolate, vanilla, and coffee. So that's amazing. That's a great way to get packets for yourself if you're traveling. If you want to share it with others, that's a great way to do it. And lastly is, who wants to go to the Dominican Republic? Okay, I know I do. Punta Cana is our 2017 Success Club trip. So if you're willing to work throughout 2016 and get that trip paid for, I know I'm going to be on there, and I hope you guys will be too. There's going to be 2 waves this year. Let me just look at my notes. One is the teal wave, and which is April 23rd to 27th, 2017. And the coral wave is April 27th to May 1st. And it's going to be amazing. So the way that you earn trip dollars, you can also go to puntacana2017.com and you'll learn more. It's at the Hard Rock Hotel Resort, I guess. It's all inclusive. So I'm excited. I'm going to earn my room and have a guest for me. My mom's going to earn her room, have a guest for her, and it's going to be a great time. So let's, dominate in 2016 and get our trip paid for. So again, you can earn this trip. So hitting Success Club is the way to do that. In January, the Success Club dollars are doubled. So typically it's $10 per one Success Club point you get per month, okay? And, there's more specifications, so you can go to that website or look at the FAQs. But say this year I hit Success Club 6. It's just, a random thing. Or say I hit Success Club 5 every month for 12 months. I would have $50 as cruise dollars for this year as the cruise. Next year it would be Punta Cana. And then I would have that towards my room. So that's basically how it works out. It's an amazing time. Everyone that went to Cancun in 2015, I was jealous I didn't sign up. I remember sitting there like, kicking myself, saying, this sucks. I'm not there and everyone else is in Cancun. So this year I'm going to be in the Caribbean on a cruise ship in March, in actually 60 days. And I want to make sure you guys are going to be there in Punta Cana with us. So let's get started on our team call tonight. But yes, make sure you guys listen to The Surge. There's so much great information. I know Savannah, my mom, and I were listening in, and it was amazing. I'm not sure who else listened in. So tonight we're going to talk about the power of your story, okay? So first, I want to share, if you guys don't have a pen and paper, maybe take out your phone, take some notes. What makes you you? What brought you to this point today? I want you guys to get real, get vulnerable, and that's how you're going to change your business and change your lives and help others change their lives in 2016. Sorry, guys. It's the reason I never had my hair down. It's always in my face. We have more people joining. I'm just going to mute. What makes you you? What brought you to this point? Did you go through some hard times? Did you have health battles like I have? Have you had relationship struggles? Have you had anything and everything that brought you to this point where you are today, the person you are? You have a story, even if it's not a weight loss story, because I remember so many people in the beginning were saying, well, I don't have a weight loss story. Guess what? I barely do. I lost 20 pounds, whoop-de-doo, it's 20 pounds. And guess what? I'm not going to say my weight loss story is not enough, because it is. I feel like saying that is an excuse, and it's dismissing yourself from being successful in this business. Instead, you can say, what makes me me? Why am I, going to be an inspiration to others? And if you don't think you're going to, reality check. I love this quote. I heard it once, and it's like my new anthem. It says, if someone knows your story, they can't hate you. Because it's so true. If you knew someone, back in high school maybe, and they were like a mean girl and you didn't like them, and then later on in life, you find out their story. Maybe their parents were getting divorced and they didn't know how to take out their anger, or they didn't know how to cope. Maybe that's why. Now you know their story. Or if, you had a friend that acted out and, never answered you back, and you were so mad, why could my best friend do that? I'm just coming up with random experiences. And then you find out all they're going through. Maybe, their family's sick and they're afraid to tell anyone, something like that. You can't hate them. You know their story. So I want you guys to be real this year and share your story. My business didn't take off until I shared my story. And I will say, I will be blunt, coaches who share their story are 100% more successful than those who don't. I truly believe with everything in me that you won't be successful unless you share your story. My first few months as a coach, I didn't share my story. I just posted about products. I shared things my coach posted or my upline posted, things that I didn't even know what they meant. I didn't care. I figured that's what a coach should do. Wrong. I didn't see any success in the business. No one cared what I was doing because, why would they, right? Why would they care what I was doing if they didn't know? They didn't know how it helped me. They didn't know if it helped me lose weight. They didn't know that it boosted my energy. They didn't know that months before I was sleeping, almost 18 hours a day, or at least minimum 12 hours a day, and had no energy to, even walk down the street to walk my dog. They didn't know that. They only knew, well, this girl keeps posting about some shake that she's like kissing the container with. They didn't know any different. So how could you sit there? And I know I have so many coaches and have experience. So if you guys didn't know, I used to be Carly's assistant when we first got started, and I dug in. I didn't care what, how much it would take me to learn. I wanted to learn. So I was like, Carly, anything you need me to do, I'll do. So I was her assistant, and I learned so much because I realized you need to share a story. She wouldn't have, 50,000 followers on her Instagram from not sharing her story and just posting about products. If you guys don't follow Carly, her name is Happy Healthy Me with an underscore on Instagram. And I highly recommend it. If you guys aren't on Instagram, highly recommend it. It's a great way to grow your business. When I first started sharing my story even more in 2015, I remember 2014 was a really hard time for me, and I still dominated in the business with Success Club. That doesn't mean I was making the right connections. Selling versus sharing your story. It's not selling then when you share your story. If you have a restaurant you love, so I have a restaurant I love, Twist, okay? You guys see me posting about it all the time because it's allergen friendly. You guys see me, everyone asks me about it, like, oh, Sarah, when I come visit, like, we need to go there. And I was like, okay, sure. It doesn't feel like selling to me. And truth is, I'm selling it. I'm selling that restaurant. I don't feel like it. I don't mean to be selling it. I just love it so much. I just share about it. I like scream it from the rooftops. Ask my mom. We both do it. It's just something that we love. So we go anyways. We share about it. We tell everyone. We bring our friends. I can't even tell you how many of my friends have gone there. Now they actually request to go there with me. Like, hey, Sarah, I'm going to Twist. Do you want to come? And to think, this place is almost an hour away from us. Well, like round trip, hour away at least. That's with no traffic. And it's because we've shared our story there, our experiences, why we like it. And, that's just part of our story. So on social media, I share at least 5 things about me, 5 to 10 things. Write down, I want you guys to write down or write it on a paper, phone, anything, I don't care. 5 to 10 things that make you you. I remember when I was first doing this exercise, I was only posting about Beachbody, and I realized, ding, 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 that's why I'm not being successful, because we need to have, a common ground. What makes us us? For me, it's Target. Like, I get tagged multiple times a week on posts about Target. Or people at Target, people saying they went to Target. That's just me. I get tagged on gluten-free recipes, like those little BuzzFeed, or maybe they aren't BuzzFeed, I don't know. Some like little recipes, the videos on Facebook, gluten-free things. I get tagged in that because that's part of my brand. I get tagged in things about PCOS because I opened up about my journey. I get tagged in things about autoimmune. I get tagged in things about being a student because I was a student. I actually am graduating in May. I get tagged on things about daycare, things like that, things with kids because I do daycare and I love kids. Things with dogs because everyone sees my food pictures with my dog. People know I love to cook because it's part of my story. If I just posted my pictures of my food and they didn't know the background that, I can't go out to eat at most restaurants because it makes me sick, they'd be like, oh, why is this girl only posting food pictures? It's part of my niche. It's, fits under so many of those categories that make me me. Do you like sewing? Do you like knitting? Do you like running? Do you like cycling? What do you like? Put that into your brand. Do you like fashion? I'm actually thinking about, adding a Fashion Friday into my blog. It's a little hard when you work from home because I feel like I'm always wearing like team sweatshirt. But, find your story and what makes you you and go with it, because otherwise you won't be successful. And that's just being blunt, but it's so true. And I want you guys to realize that. Also, I want you guys to, break that story of what makes you you and break it down into breadcrumbs, okay? I'm going to give you my example, and you probably won't even realize something, but you'll get it in a minute, okay? I will post about it on social media tonight, so you'll see the difference. Your story is the reason people will sign up with you. Plain and simple. I've said it so many times, you don't want to be a cookie cutter coach. There's over 400,000 coaches, so there's almost 500,000 coaches, right? Crazy. Do you want to be a cookie cutter coach? Do you want to be like the other 400,000? Or do you want to be that one that stands out? It's up to you, because why is someone going to, find you? Because it's not just about friends and family, because let's be real. I would say out of everyone that I help get started, maybe 1% is friends and family. That's crazy, right? It's because I stepped out of my comfort zone and I shared my story and I just lend a helping hand. I want you guys to think, okay, I'm going to share more of my story. So you guys know that lately so you guys know my story. I will share a little bit more for anyone that's listening to the recording and doesn't know. So I am 22 years old. It's my first time saying that, actually, since my birthday. I have celiac disease, PCOS, and I will be sharing more about this tonight. I was recently diagnosed with mast cell activation disorder or disease, or syndrome, whatever you'd like to call it. It's a very new concept. It's very rare. Many doctors don't know about it. So I'm going to be opening up more about this starting, this week on social media. I'm going to share, why people haven't been seeing me as much on social media because of my flare-ups. I'll be posting about it tonight, and I want you guys to, zone in. I know my story may be a little different than yours, but guess what? That makes me me. When other people my age, maybe they're into sports or going out with their friends more, guess what? I can't because of my health sometimes. So that's part of my story. And instead of saying, well, because I have this, I can't do this, instead I say, because of this, this is what I do. So I just am simply sharing my story, and people are interested. Let me tell you, the more you open up, the better. I'm not telling you to go out there and, post a picture with you and your sports bar. No, post a picture, I'm going to post a picture of me with my, on my computer, or like laying in bed tonight and saying, thankful for this opportunity, because without it, I probably wouldn't have a job. I probably wouldn't feel well enough to even get up. So today I am in the midst of one of my terrible flare-ups. I have, face rashes, fevers. It's unreal. And that's my day-to-day life. And to think that I can do this business and be successful and share my story with others, it'd be a sin if I didn't share my story. It would be terrible, if I just kept it to myself and didn't tell anyone about it. So saying that, I want you guys to do the same. If your story, even if it's very small to you, it's going to mean the world to someone else. So I want you guys to get out there, okay, and share. So lastly, I'm going to keep this call a little bit shorter tonight. And let's close it by saying, what are you going to do today, this month, this year to set your year aside from 2015 or the past years? What are you going to do? Share it in the team page. I need to see it in there. If you are listening to this recording, post it after you listen to this recording. So, okay, we want to know what you're going to do different in 2016 to set yourself apart from being a different coach than you were in 2015 or prior, or even if you just signed up. What are your goals for this year, this month, this day? What are they? Share. We need to hear them. I was on a phone call with Savannah last night, our Monday night phone calls, and we were going over our goals, and it hit me, no one else in the team is sharing them. How are we going to know your goals if you don't share them? I'll be sharing my goals. They're scary. They make me want to throw up. But guess what? That's part of my story, and I'm thankful for being a coach. So I'm going to push myself this year to, be the best I can be. Lastly, make calls a priority. They're free training, you guys. Free. Okay? Do it. That was the one thing I did when I became a coach. It was I dove into team calls and team training, because guess what? It's free. It's free. Do it. That was my mentality. If I couldn't make the calls live, I'd listen to every single recording I could and share my takeaways with my coach. And I set up one-on-one calls. I took advantage of those like it was nobody's business. And I guarantee if you guys do that too, I know Savannah's already doing it. Her business, she's crushing it already. Lastly is, I said it before, this business, you either make it a priority or you make an excuse. I wouldn't expect to see you on the team calls if this call, if you're just, thinking maybe about building this business and you're a discount coach. I'm guaranteeing you that you clearly have a desire. You've seen what I've done with this business and you want more. You've seen what Carly's done with this business or Millionaire's done with this business and you want more. Why not have more? Why not do it? And I remember thinking to myself today, before we get off the call, I was thinking to myself, I'm hosting Super Saturday in Boston this weekend. And yes, I get a little nervous because if you guys didn't know, before I used to get on team calls, I used to, freak out. I would hate public speaking. My first team call with Team Iron Edge, I literally almost had a panic attack. It was just really hard for me. And so I will be hosting Super Saturday again. It'll be my second time fully hosting. The other one I co-hosted. And I was thinking to myself, there's probably 4 other events in Boston. And I was thinking, well, they're all run by top coaches. Why would anyone want to come to my event? What makes mine special, right? It's just a superhero thing because ours is superhero themed. But I thought to myself, why would I say that, right? So I shut up those thoughts and I thought to myself, well, this time next year, I'm going to be one of those top coaches running that event. I'm going to be the one people want to come see because I've been consistent. I've been here and I've showed up every day. So I want to ask you guys, are you going to show up every day to your business and treat it like a business? Are you going to set business hours? I know I did. Already set my business hours for the year and I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to be working Monday through Friday consistently and taking the weekends, off for fun. Yes, I'll probably be checking in and all my emails whenever I feel good. But, I feel like I've worked for it. And, why not do the same? Set those business hours. Treat this like a business. Or if you treat it like a hobby, it will pay it like a hobby. Simple as that. And I'm excited for 2016. And I hope this was the pep talk you needed because I know we could all use one sometimes, especially in the beginning of the year. So have an amazing night, guys. And thank you for hopping on.